guys, and welcome back. Let's go ahead and delve straight into commandlets, aliases, and modules. So, what is a commandlet? I think we've already seen some of that, some commandlets being used in PowerShell in this series so far, but technically a commandlet is a specialized .NET class that performs a specific operation when the class is invoked. So, you can sort of think of it like an executable file. And commandlets typically follow the verb-noun name structure. So, get AD user, get being the verb, AD user being the noun, or test connection here, like I put, test being the verb, connection being the noun. And then another key concept of a commandlet is the idea that it's got parameters that need to be supplied to it in order to be used. So, just invoking test connection with no host name or IP address, obviously, what's the point of that, right? And additionally, there's other parameters that you can do on a test connection or on any commandlet, typically, that you may not be seeing used right away, that you have to look into the documentation to see what parameters are available to you when you're building your scripts or just doing regular systems administration. So let's go ahead and just do a test connection, and we'll just do let's see some nasty red here. Oh, no we won't. They'll just ask me, hey, what do you want to test? And then I just don't want to test anything else. Boom. Okay, so test connection asked me for that. But in reality, you could do this and not even get that prompt, right? Now, say I don't really want to test it 4 times. Maybe I want to just test it twice. Well, there's an additional parameter called count that I could just do it twice like this. And there are other parameters too. Maybe you want to delay it. See, just a brief delay in the count there. So that's just kind of the basics of, just, hey, commandlet, verb, noun, important to memorize. There's some commandlets that are built into PowerShell, and there's some that are invoked from separate modules, which we'll get to in a second. But before we do that, I want to go to the next slide here and just show you the different aliases that are present. So basically an alias is just a way of invoking a commandlet, but maybe with a more common or more familiar term, or just like a shorter term or command. So obviously you could do dir, which I'll just clear here. And we'll do a cd to c. Do dir to get a list of stuff that's there. Or you can do a get child item, which is the actual commandlet, right? I believe we used this before. And look, you get the same thing. But if you're familiar with, say, Linux, a PowerShell alias that's built in is just ls. So you can literally just say ls and get the same thing too. It's technically just invoking get child item, but it's just a way of making it more user-friendly for PowerShell. So that's about it with aliases. I just want to make sure we understand the distinction, because, in a command prompt, ls isn't going to get you anything. But in PowerShell will, because it's a built-in alias, and it's geared more towards system administrators and developers and DevOps engineers and those types of people. So that's it for aliases, and I just want to briefly mention the modules. And one of the big things in this series that we're going to get to is using the Active Directory module, which has a lot of the things I've sort of alluded to already in terms of manipulating groups, users, organizational units, and computer names, that kind of thing. So a PowerShell module is just a package of commandlets or other functions. They're easily shareable. Microsoft has numerous ones that they've put out, including, as I've mentioned, Active Directory, but there's SharePoint, there's SQL ones. There's a lot of different ones that are made by Microsoft to support their specific products. But there are also a ton of independent developers who have made their own modules that are available to be used out by the public. Typically the good open source ones. So that's it for modules. We'll get more into that later, like I said, but this gives you kind of a good overview of the whole. Hey, you hear these terms, modules, commandlets, aliases. What are they talking about? Let's just make sure we have a clear distinction of what we're talking about when we're talking about these things. So thanks for watching, guys. Follow me on Twitter if you haven't already. I haven't been shouting that out in the other videos, but at PowerShellEng. And be sure to subscribe to this channel if you haven't already. All right, guys, take care.